Hello at home, I am Allison and I am excited we are together for a little foam rolling. Now I highly encourage you to do foam rolling every single day. Yes, you heard that right, every single day. It's a type of self-massage and it really can prep your body for a workout or help you recover from a workout. So pre and post-workout are ideal. But if you just are at home laying in front of your TV, go ahead and do it too, because it is going to help you get out of some of those compensation patterns or those kind of bad habits that you may have formed in your body, help you release them and get us back to where we ideally want to be and to be able to function more efficiently, right? So today we're gonna use only foam roller. Doesn't matter if you have the long one or the short one. And let's go ahead and get started on our glutes. So we're gonna have a seat. We're gonna place our left hand back. We're gonna cross our left ankle over our right knee. From here, I'm gonna physically lift up and set my glute onto the foam roller. And I'm just gonna start to roll back and forth. And I like to put my right hand, assuming this is accessible to you, I like to put my right hand on my shin of my left leg. The glutes are our biggest muscles and we don't use them enough. Sorry, I'll move my mic a little bit. Yeah, we don't use them enough, and so what ends up happening is they don't function as well as they should. Now, if somebody tells you like your glutes are turned off or they're not firing, they're maybe not working as well or as efficiently as they can, but there's no such thing as them like fully turning off, right? So they're just not functioning at their full capacity, and this manual stimulation that you're giving it from your foam roller can actually help them to connect with your brain and have that neurological output so that they start to fire better. Now try to get that knee all the way down so that you're actually getting into this medial glute here on the side as well. For a lot of people, that medial glute is actually pretty sore. And then we're also gonna go not on the tailbone, but like as close as you can to the tailbone without going over any bones, if that makes sense. At the end of every workout, especially if we don't have time to foam roll or stretch at the end of a workout, I always encourage you to go find a foam rolling or stretching, and there's even some that are a combination of both, video to do it to help your body recover. Your recovery is just as important as your workout. Good, staying on this side, we're gonna go to the IT band. So I'm gonna bring the roller to my hip, and you're gonna wanna move yourself down your mat a little bit because you're gonna move forward. So you're gonna wanna be kind of as far down your mat as you can, and then you're gonna cross your top leg, or your right leg in this instance, over the top. Using your arms, you're gonna walk forward. You're rolling to the knee, but not going over the joint, and then back up by the hip. Good. And for this first one, I truly am doing kind of the outside here of my thigh.
Where you at, where you been? Taking pictures on the trip with your friends. Bad dog, we don't count it, just spin.
Nice. This one is typically very painful for people.
Only live once, so we so lit. Let's take shots.
And I always tell people, if you find a spot that you can handle staying on and you want to spend a little bit more time there, hanging out on what we call a trigger point, or kind of one of those knots, hanging out there and just doing some little rolls back and forth for 30 to 90 seconds can actually help your brain to release that area where that tissue is not performing the way it should. Good, so from here, we're gonna now quarter turn in. So I'm not going all the way on the front of my quad, but instead I'm thinking about my lateral quad here, or where the seam of my pants is, where the fabric changes colors, all right? So it's a quarter turn in. And it's the same concept. I'm walking myself forward. If you are a runner, this will typically be pretty sore for you. It's a little different for everyone, but you go at your own pace. And it's natural for you not to want to hang out anywhere that's uncomfortable. But if you can go a little slower, please do. And also make sure you go all the way to the knee and all the way to the hip, okay? So from here, we're gonna come up to the top, and you're gonna feel a spot right below what you think of as your hip bone to the top of the quad. There's just like a little space there, and we're just gonna roll back and forth. So I'm not rolling over that hip bone, I'm rolling right to the hip bone, and then like right to the top of the quad. Good, and now you're gonna go right on the front of the quad. So this is where we're gonna be facing all the way down. And I'm still doing one leg at a time for right now, so I can really focus on the one leg. But I have my hips mostly pointing down. Nice. I don't wanna move my feet today. A little sore than I thought I was. See, it's a good thing I'm here recording these videos for you guys. So it forces me to do the same work that I'm always asking you all to do, because I'm literally here with you the whole entire time. There's no magic editing. I'm suffering through it as well. Maybe I should look at the bright side. And you see me doing smaller rolls because I found something funky in the top of my quad that I didn't realize was there, but is honestly probably related to some kind of strange glute sensations I've been feeling when I've been out walking my dog or on a little more intense walks. Good, all right. So now we have to switch to the other side. So let's go to our glutes on the other side. So right side, I'm gonna cross that right ankle over the left knee. Gonna lift up, I'm gonna go only on the right glute. How's it feeling? One side better or worse than the other? We have an upbeat playlist today because I am using today's foam rolling as a warm-up to a bar workout that I'm about to record for you guys. So I wanted a little more upbeat, poppy. But if there's ever music you want to hear, you have a favorite artist, favorite songs, you can always shoot me a message. Whether you are watching this in my app, whether you're watching this much later on YouTube, because things get released on my app months before they ever make it to YouTube, and not actually everything makes it to YouTube. But on Instagram at Alison Roessler Campbell. any of the ways you can get in touch with me. If you want to share what you want to hear, I'll put it together for you. Make sure you remember that you dip that knee so that you really get into the hip, not the hip, sorry, the medial glute. Nice. The more I let my body relax into it and get in there nice and deep, the more I can feel it working. And the reality is that this foam roller is a nice broad surface, right? So once you've moved through the various types of foam rollers, we're gonna go closer. I'm just gonna move myself a little bit. I'm gonna go closer to that tailbone now. But once you move through kind of the varying levels of foam rollers, you can then move into balls. And you start with a little bit wider ball and get smaller and smaller, and it will become more pinpointed in there. Kind of like how an elbow eventually gets in there. And any of you who've had the joy of coming in and seeing me and having pain or discomfort, you've probably felt my elbow. And I was able to get you out of it. So that's why I always encourage people to do more of this work on their own, because then you don't have to spend all the money to come see me in person. Okay, beautiful. All right, we gotta go to our IT band on the right side now. So right side is down, we start at the hip, left leg is crossed over, I'm gonna walk it forward. Nice. So oddly enough, near my tailbone on the right side was more sensitive. My IT band on the left side was more sensitive. The body works in mysterious ways to keep us moving forward, doesn't it? Beautiful. One more pass here, then we're gonna go to that lateral quad. Nice. All right, is it uncomfortable? If it is, that's totally fine. If you're like, I wanna quit, don't, all right? It doesn't get any better, quarter turn in. It doesn't get any better if we don't do it, right? And that's the thing, is that people don't wanna do the things that are uncomfortable or that are not fun, right? But these are the things that we actually need so that we can keep moving. I don't know about you, but I want to move for a very long time and not have issues, right? Like, I want to have great balance, and I want to be strong, and I want to be independent. And taking the time to do things like your foam rolling, your strength training, which has always been important, but science is showing is even more important for everyone to lift heavier. It is crazy, the science. Last one that's coming out showing how important it really is. Good. And on the front of the quad for us to strength train. And not just any strength training, but challenging, lifting heavier, or using resistance bands that are heavy. The resistance just needs to be heavy. We need to increase our bone density. We need to increase the amount of muscle mass we have. It's very important. And we can't do that if we continue to lift with the same weights that we've always lifted. Like if you're a beginner and you're, starting with 5-pound weights, let's just say, and in 6 months you're still using 5-pound weights, we're not getting stronger. We're not going to increase our muscle mass, and we're certainly not going to increase our bone density, which in the grand scheme of things is crazy important. Beautiful. All right, stop at the top. That little spot by the hip. You may even need to do that little quarter turn out in there a little bit. You'll find it. So even though I'm sure you've heard me say it 1,000 times, lift heavier. Do it with good form, but lift heavier. Challenge yourself. I'd rather you get 5 great reps at a heavier weight than you've been doing than 20 reps at a comfortable weight, right? So like maybe you get 5 really great reps and then you need to lower the weight a little bit so you can finish out the rest of the set. Totally fine. No problem with that. Because next time you're probably gonna be able to do 6 and so on. Good, come off of there. All right, let's take it to our calves. I know your upper body is already kind of warm because you've been holding yourself up. So there's lots of ways to do the calves, but you have straight, you have turned out and turned in so that we can target the calves from all spots. We also have foot crossed over, foot on the side. For today, foot is gonna be on the side unless you are a regular calf roller, in which case go ahead and put your foot crossed over. But foot on the side is gonna not put so much pressure on the calf. It's gonna be a little bit of gentler roll, and it's gonna take a little bit of strain off of the shoulders, especially if you are a newer to rolling person and you're like, my shoulders are burning. So just rolling all the way from the ankle to the knee. Again, not going behind the joint, so not going into what I think of as the knee armpit, right? So that behind the knee. And you are welcome to set your booty down as often as you like. So I happen to be recording this video for you guys in the first week of January 2025. And I would love to know, did you come up with 1 or 2 goals for yourself that are not related to weight or aesthetics, right? Like, I'm gonna fit into a size 0, right? I'm gonna lose 30 pounds, but like an actual physical goal of, I wanna be able to, for me, mine, which I'm not gonna lie, in 1 week I've only done 1 day of, but is to be able to do 10 body weight pull-ups. Straight overhand, regular body weight pull-ups. That's my goal. And I need to get on it because I'm already down a week. Time goes by fast. Good, let's switch to the other side. We're gonna go straight. But that's it. It has nothing to do with my weight. It has nothing to do with the size of my clothes. It's just a physical goal I would like to be able to accomplish. And why? Just because I want to be able to accomplish it. There's literally no reason other than I would like to be able to do it. I'm turning 42 this year. I used to be able to do it in my 20s, and I would like to be able to do it again, right? Because why not? What are some of your goals? And if you don't have one yet, like maybe start thinking about what could it be. Like a client of mine, hers is literally to do, we do this exercise where there's a chair behind you and you squat down to the chair, sit on it, so you become dead weight, and stand back up. But you do it all on one leg, okay? That is hers because she finds it really challenging on her left side where she had a knee injury in the past. That doesn't bother her anymore, but she can tell that there is a significant difference one side to the other, right? Another client of mine, hers was to do a downward dog, but we already got her there. She had, I'll preface that with, she had a shoulder injury that she had surgery. She broke her shoulder, she had surgery and had limited range of motion when she came to me about 6-8 weeks ago. And now we can already get her back to a downward dog, which she did not expect. So now it's to be able to literally reach behind and clasp and unclasp her own bra, right? Has nothing to do with her weight, with her clothing size. It has to do with like an everyday thing that she wants to be able to do again. So let me know, like literally send me a message. You can email me if you want, Alison@truefit.com. You can send me a message on Instagram, Alison Roessler Campbell on Instagram, sorry, no at, on Instagram. You can comment on a YouTube video, but tell me what your physical goal is. It has nothing to do with aesthetics. Maybe you want to run a 5K for the first time in your life, right? Good. All right, let's take it right behind. And we didn't do all parts of the calves. We just did that one because we could roll for an hour easily. Go ahead and bring it right behind you. You're gonna lean back. And now I'm gonna rotate slightly onto my left side and my left elbow is down. I am not touching my spine, I'm just off my spine. And I'm rolling from the top of my glutes to my lower ribs. It's not a lot of space. It's like, you know, maybe 5 inches, 6 inches of space. I'm just rolling my lower back. Share with me your goals. If you don't want to do a goal because you're like, well, I don't want to do a goal because then I might fail. You also might crush it, right? So pick a goal. One more pass. Awesome. Let's do the other side. So this way you'll be able to see a little better. So I'm gonna go onto the right side, so my spine is right here, and I'm never touching my spine. Just right off my spine. And it's not uncommon if about halfway up you feel like a little sensitive point. That's where your QL and psoas insert. And for most people who spend way too much time seated, it will be fired up there. It needs to be released. One more pass. Awesome. All right, let's take it to our upper back. So I'm gonna put it where my bra line is. You can either imagine where a bra line is or think kind of bottom of the shoulder blades. If you have hair or a hoodie on, you'll probably want to pull it up because it will get sucked under the roller. You're gonna lift your hips, you're gonna drop your head back as you roll towards your neck, and then you're gonna kind of do a little baby crunch as you come forward. Roll, beautiful baby crunch. It's not uncommon to feel some snap, crackling, and popping, little Rice Krispie action in the upper back, again, because we spend so much time seated and forward folded, right? Like on our cell phone, on our computers, that our thoracic spine, which is the part that we're rolling right now, isn't where it should be, right? It doesn't have as much mobility through it, range of motion as we'd like. Awesome, last one. Great. All right, so this one, you're actually just gonna lay down and we're gonna put it like we're using our roller as a pillow. So all I want you to do is I want you to turn your head to the left. Good. And gently to the right. Good. Nice and controlled. And get in a little release work at the base of the head, the top of the neck. How's that feel? I honestly always forget about this one and it always feels so good. I don't know why I forget about it. We'll do one more on each side. Awesome. All right. We're getting close to the end for today, but we're going to bring our foam roller right to our chest. All right. And all I'm gonna have you do is a slight roll forward and backwards. It's not a very big movement. It's like I'm rolling my shoulder forward, I'm rolling my shoulder backward. Just getting a little gentle massage of the chest. Dirty cash. Dirty cash. People are lying in the street, trying to find one more. It's interesting. It was pretty sensitive when I first started, and the more I relaxed into it and let it just release itself, it got better. All right, this next one feels horrible on everybody. We're going to stay on the same side. We won't stay here for very long, but we're gonna roll out your lat and I'm gonna turn away from you just so you can see. But I'm going from just underneath the armpit to just past, like, or kind of at the top of the armpit, I should say. And this is going to be sensitive. Your palm is facing up. If this is just too intense, you can do it against a wall also. That is an option if you have some wall space. For 3, for 2, for 1. My body's like, F you. All right, do the chest on the other side. And again, as I mentioned, it's just kind of a little forward and a little backwards. This side, I'm actually a little tighter. For 4, for 3, for 2, last one. Good, and let's finish it out with those lats on this side. Again, we're not gonna stay here super long, but we shouldn't neglect it. This one's really great for baseball players, rock climbers. Gymnasts, people who use their upper body a lot for pulling. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oof. How are we feeling? Whether you did this just because, as a warm-up or a cool down, I'm proud of you for showing up and spending 30 minutes foam rolling. The average person spends 0 minutes a day, but probably the most people do is 5 or 10 minutes. So the fact that you came, you showed up, you did 30 minutes, you committed to yourself, I am so proud of you, and I cannot wait to see you again soon. Until next time, I'm Allison. Stay strong.